Hello and welcome to your yoga practice for today. This 30-minute sequence is directed to the neck and the shoulders and the lymphatic. Our lymphatic is our first line of defense against things in our external environment that come in. Toxicity is as simple as the perfumes in the lotions that we use, the dryer sheets, the soaps. Try to eliminate those things as best you can as part of your reset and your detoxifying. Your body is constantly being infiltrated, whether you're walking down the street and you smell someone's cigarette or the fumes from the cars as they drive by. And so the body is constantly at work. And what we want to do is support the body in activation. So these little lymphatic awakenings are a really great way to just kickstart your day, or mid-afternoon or midday when you're feeling kind of a lull, to pick you back up, to give you that little spark to drive you forward. So take a moment and come into a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Sweep your arms high to the sky as you inhale. And exhale your hands to heart center. Do that again. Inhale wide to the sides. Big full breath in. Exhale down through heart center. One more. Pause at the palms of heart center and acknowledge yourself for making and taking the time, whether 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 or 30 each day. Set aside this time to connect more deeply to yourself and in turn more deeply to those you come into contact with. Perhaps just a physical or mental reset, a mood shift that's needed. Bow your head to your hands. Acknowledge the land and the unceded territory you may be practicing from today, and the roots of the yoga practice and its wisdom that's already deeply within you and is simply being resurfaced. As you release your hands, blink your eyes to open. In the beginning here is a set you could do just this first portion every day. You'll take your left fingertips and firmly tap into the pectoral of the right side. If it feels good to move your head in any direction here, feel free to add that. Make some little circles. If it's hard on the fingers or you have long nails, you can always make a little fist and tap here. You'll kind of hear it in my voice as things change, quivers and shakes here. Because our lymphatic doesn't have its own motor. Our circulatory system does. Our heart pumps the blood flow through the veins and circulates blood flow throughout the body. Well, our lymphatic runs throughout the entirety of the body and alongside it. So these little openings can be really helpful for re-engaging the system. If we've been stagnant or not moving as much, this is a good way to get started. Switch to the other side. Start with fingertips. Maybe turn it into a fist. Really tapping anywhere along your chest will be beneficial. Take a deep breath. Sigh. Firm taps, closed fist if you like. Right under the collarbones. If it's sensitive, be gentle, and you'll gradually release anything that might be in need of some support, some movement there. Our lymph glands primarily live in our throat, in our underarms. These are sort of the main areas where things are processed and then rid from the body, whether through our gut, through our kidneys, through our liver, and then we also have them in the inner groin. So we're going to move through the ones for the neck and the chest primarily today. Now, down the front, you also have a thymus gland that lives just behind the sternum. Now, it is said that the thymus gland stops growing once we're finished puberty. And in fact, it starts to shrink. Hence why kids are a little more robust when it comes to illness. And though they may get a lot more because they haven't been impacted, they are able to get over it that much faster because the thymus gland here produces T cells. And T cell production decreases with age. That's just the way it is. But perhaps we can gently activate this area and invite a little more support from the thymus gland. Deep breath in and out. Good. Now the second part here, because we know that the glands are under the arm, we're going to lift the arm up like it's a puppet on a string, and that's going to hollow out the underside of the arm. And you're going to stick your fingers in nice and deep, and then your thumb holds the top for a little pinch. And release your shoulders down and hold here. You can create a little bit of a massage with the thumb and the first finger. Close your eyes, breathe in. Shoulders down, breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Now switch sides. Left arm comes out to the side. Fingers tuck right in underneath the hollow of the arm. Hold, release. Deep breath. And out. Relax the jaw, deep breath, a little squeeze and massage of this pectoral muscle and the glands under the arm. If it's sensitive, be mindful, don't squeeze too hard. Release from here, shrug the shoulders, and come on up to your feet. As you come up to your feet, we're going to take the arms up overhead here. And with the arms up overhead, we're now flushing blood flow from the arms back down. You'll lift your heels and come onto the mounds of your feet. And with soft knees, you're going to hop here like you're at a rock concert for about 10 or so seconds. Deep breath. And out. Deep breath. And out. Now we're just shaking up the whole body, the whole lymphatic system. The skin, the muscles, the bones. You don't have to do too much. If it's hard to jump, you can just do little heel taps. And then relax. Now you'll clap the hands in front of you and then clap the hands behind you 12 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come back to a seated position. Now, that only took us a few minutes, and you could do that every day and really start to notice a difference in how your system's working, giving that immune system a boost, a little bit of a charge for your day. Now, we'll continue to stretch the neck and shoulders. So as you sit cross-legged, take the right arm out to the right side. And first, keep the chin neutral and go ear to shoulder, and then chin down towards the shoulder. So we'll start just by opening up some space here in the neck. Now you can keep the left hand on your knee or take it up and around and hook the fingers just behind your ear and let the weight of your shoulder descend. If that's too much, just keep the hand in your lap. And we'll breathe here in and out. Relax your jaw, deep breath in and out. One more. Now take your left hand to your left cheek. Assist the head back to center so that you're not straining to lift the heavy head back up to center. Take your left arm out to the left side, palm slightly turned open. Think chin neutral, so before you head too far, ear to shoulder, check the trajectory, and then chin slightly down, both shoulders equal. Hand can come up and behind, settle the shoulder down, or keep the hand in your lap. Deep breath. Relax the jaw. Try to use the breath of Ujjayi here, starting to manage your heating and cooling of your body. One more. The right hand comes up to right cheek, back up to center, pause. Think chin to chest. Now with chin to chest, take your hands up and behind, interlock your fingers, and start at the neck, but then pull up towards the base of the skull, making the neck nice and long, and let your elbows naturally fall in with gravity. Keep the heart lifted. Take a breath. And out. Shoulders down, jaw heavy. Now, after your third breath here, gently around, round the back. And then let the hands go. Bring one hand to the forehead and support the head coming back up to neutral. As you reach center, take a moment, deep breath. And out. Hands to the collarbones. You'll sort of tack into the collarbones here. Press in and down. Keep your bottom lip tacked to your top lip and take your eyes up. And when your eyes go somewhere, your chin wants to follow. So let it without letting the head hang back. So you're getting long through the front of the throat. Big inhale. Big exhale. Do that 2 more times. When you finish the last one, before you lean forward, swallow, feeling that activation of the thyroid gland, the front of the throat. Come forward with the chest, let the chin naturally come to center. Wonderful. And now for the neck, and then we'll work into the lymphatic of the face so that we're adding this next layer on top of these physical stretches for the muscles. So just in a tall seat, if you feel the need to switch the cross of your legs at any time, feel free to do so. And then with a tall seat, shoulders equal, look over your left shoulder, breath in, look over your right shoulder, breath out. And if you have a mirror or a reflection on either side, what I want you to be mindful of here is that as you turn the head, you don't want to tilt the head. So we want to keep as if we were sliding the chin on a countertop, saying no. Now the breath doesn't have to match the movement. I know I mentioned inhale left, exhale right. You can just move the head side to side, but breathe deeply. Because on one side, it might help to exhale to get a little bit more rotation. Now, this is just freeing up the axis of the upper cervical spine. So if the vertebrae sit on each other, we have this ability to rotate in the upper cervical. You might lose that if you've had any neck injuries or any damage to the spine, but do your best. And if you do this daily, you'll really notice a difference. Come back to center. And now imagine you had a piece of doweling through your ears, and you go up with your chin, down with your chin, up with your chin, down with your chin. So you're not diving the head forward and back. So again, from this point, up, down, up. And we're not sending the chest forward and pulling back. It's just the top So it might not feel like you're moving that much, but that is often a really good thing because it means we're getting into the smaller aspects of the joint. Almost like you're pulling your jaw back as opposed to just letting it fall forward. Eyes can be open or closed here. Deep breath. And at center, look all the way over the left side. And as you look over the left side, now we're going to couple these two movements together. You'll bring your chin down towards the chest, like you're doing that nod, and pause. Now imagine you're like a globe at school, you know, the world is tilted on its side. Now your head is tilted on its side, and then you'll do that over to the right and down to the left. But the head isn't changing its position on the axis, top to bottom. It's just rotating around it, left to right. The tendency will be to drop the shoulder, try to keep the shoulders as level as you can. You're going to feel this great opening across the throat. And not only are you releasing the muscles, but you're inviting the lymphatic to move. Deep breath. 3 more. Good. On the last one, come back to center. Just feel into center for a moment. And then look over your right side. Think tall from the back of the skull. Chin down. And then your rotation across and down. Across and down. And if this is a new movement for you, go slow until you really feel into, and then seek that there's freedom in moving and not getting stuck anywhere along the path. I'll try to do roughly the same number, so 3 more on this side. If you feel or hear little clicks and clacks, little crackles, the more you do this, the less that'll happen. Okay, come back to center, shrug it out, allowing it to come off the body. So now we might feel a little bit like we need to move the energy in the face. So first I want you to take your 2 knuckles, you'll press in and pull out across your eyebrows, the top of the eyebrows, and out to the sides. And do that just a couple times, and you're smoothing that worried wrinkle. I know I have it. Pull wide. 3, 4, 5 times. A little bit of pressure. You can be surprised how much pressure you can put on the brow here, and it actually feels really good. And then take those same knuckles to the bridge of the nose and go under and up and out to the side. So you're pulling up and out. And then again, all the way out and pause. Now, before we go any further down the lower part of the face, I'm going to turn my head, but I want you to keep your head straight. But you're going to take your fingers, and from the edge of your ear, you've got this cheek ridge line. And I want you to walk your fingers along the ridge towards your nose and back again. I call these little kitty cat paws. So you know when an animal walks on you, there's quite a bit of weight, and you're like, ooh, there's actually little pressure points as we do this. So do the same here. Deep breath. In and out, in and out. If there's sensitive spots, maybe go lighter and then gradually increase the rate over time. Now walk underneath that ridge line and hold there, like you want to almost push into the jawline, and then move the flesh and the skin like a little seesaw motion, little front to back, front to back. Deep breath. And then go above that line, but below your temple. And again, hold on that cheekbone line and just move front to back, front to back. Now again, the lymph needs help in moving. So really pressing and moving is really helpful to activate. If we're only relying on that little bit of pulse from the circulatory system, it's probably not going to be enough. So we want to give it that great activation. Good. Now from here, you're going to release that side. Might feel a little bit more light already. You'll take your left hand to the other side, find that ridge line, and just walk up and down. So you're walking that ridge line, getting to know your face a little more intimately. We forget that underneath this is bone, cartilage, connections of muscles to those points. We don't want to press so hard that we cause damage. We just want to activate, but you'd be surprised how firm you can press and you will not hurt yourself. Take your fingers just underneath and then hold and rub like a little seesaw action front to back. Deep breaths. Relax your jaw. Now go above that little cheekbone line. Rub front to back. So hold and rub front to back. Deep breath. Good. And then release that side. Now we want to start to drain that energy. We've kind of moved it around, but we haven't sent it anywhere. One of the main lymph drainages comes underneath the jaw, down this line of the throat, into the front of the collarbones. But before we flush it there, we've already done some activation, but I want you to take your fingers and tap all across the front of your chest. So waking up this area, we've already done some of it, but just to entice it even more to flush out, because if we open up lymph in one area, but we don't give it a place to flush to, it just gets stuck there. It doesn't actually move. Allow there to be some main tap, 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 tap. Good. And then take your hands, firm fingers, cheekbones, and out to the ridge ahead of your ear. You'll pull down, relax your jaw. Find underneath the throat line. You can lift the chin a little if it helps, and then pull straight down the throat into the front of the collarbones. And do that 4 times, maybe 5 times. It's amazing how good it can feel to have your face massaged or just to massage your own face. Again, flushing tension, jawline. One more. Deep breath. And pause. Eyes closed, just observe for a moment. Now, coming off any props you might be on, you're going to lie down onto your back. As you lie back, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice squeeze. Now, we do have lymph also in the lower legs, but this has primarily been focused on our neck and our shoulders. So clearing out that heavy stagnation in the upper neck and shoulders. So you can keep your feet flat here if that feels best. Otherwise, just to have some lymph drain, so blood flow drain from the legs down into the torso, take your legs up and give them a little shake out. And then let the legs hover or feet flat and take your hands into fists with these little knuckles that roll. And those knuckles that roll, you're going to place them underneath and you'll widen your elbows to the left and to the right. You can even pick up your head and then create a little shelf with your knuckles on either side of your spine, your cervical spine. And then let your head be heavy on the floor and just roll your knuckles up and down into the base of the skull, along the edges of the neck, and you might feel your head sort of tip and tilt side to side. This can be a really nice way to release occipital tension. So things we see in our eyes get transmuted and processed in the back of the brain. So where the occipital ridge, where your pinky fingers probably are touching, is where the back of the brain processes what we see. And we might think it should be in the front, but it's not. It's on the other side. Now breathe here a couple breaths. If your legs are lifted, you'll slowly place the feet flat onto the floor. And then release the back of the neck and even just pull up so the neck gets long. And then release your hands by your sides. And take a minute here, either knees falling in or legs stretched out long, and absorb just that benefit of moving the lymphatics, increasing circulation in really subtle ways that help us feel more awake, more vibrant, and more prepared, giving that immune system a boost, priming it for our day. Lie still here for a few more really conscious breaths, and then let the breath dissipate, and I'll let you know when it's time to move again. Now feel free to stay here a little longer, or bring your feet up to flat. A little sway of your knees side to side. Stretch your arms back behind you. Get a long breath in. A great sigh. As you roll onto your right side, cradle your head in your right arm. And press into your left hand and come all the way back up to a tall seat. Bring your hands to greet at heart center. Acknowledge the movements of your body, your breath, your mind, to leave you feeling ready for your day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.